Thank you for clicking on my video. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to make a video of an overview how I made this bag. I made it really strong. I know not everyone wants the details, but I will be coming out with the details on each, individual section basically, because a lot went into it and it's so thick. I'm sure there's people out there that can make this look elegant and beautiful and not be so thick, but I just went for it. And I can never really have a full plan. It comes together as it comes together. So I wanted it to be the size of a Kleenex box. That was my goal. It did not end up that way because I can't remember this stitch. I'm gonna have to look it up. It just was a lot thicker, or I mean, it made the bag a lot smaller than I wanted. But I had already begun, and that stitch takes forever. So when I reached the size where I was able to see to move on to the flower panel, I realized this is way too small. So I tried to add width. As you see, I'm going to be adding width. It still didn't work out. I don't know where I really went wrong. Honestly, actually, I have my suspicions. I know that stitch made it whatever. So I moved on to the, what is this? Oh, the back panel. I wanted it to be sort of abstract, flowery landscape because the front is a flower. So I wanted the back to be sort of plain, not as much work, obviously, but to still give that vibe of flowers. So I did beat on a little few things. Every stage was a learning process, as I think every project should be. Just constantly learning. I moved on to the panels, the side panels. I just wanted something easy to do on the sides. I almost got ambitious and did a whole thing of flowers. Ooh, I'm glad I didn't do that. So I moved on to the cutting of my the old shirt. Haphazard. I don't know why it looks like I am pushing with all of my might and my arm is gonna break off, but I don't think I was actually pushing that hard. I cut a lot of allowance because I didn't actually know. Again, I didn't know what I was really doing throughout most of this. Oh, and then I sewed the bottom on, and I had left the pocket of the shirt intact so that it could be a usable pocket inside. I was thinking big on that one. I sewed the freaking bottom to the wrong end so the pocket's unusable, but I had already gone too far. Like I said, I hand sewed it. I wasn't about to redo all of that. So I moved on to the little squares to try and make it look a little professional, to cover the handle base and to sew it onto the bag. And here, this is where I really started to go wrong. When I was measuring right here, I intended to half it. So cut the leg in half so that I could have two panels. But I just left the leg whole, so I'm going through super thick, multi-layers. So 3 layers, and they're thick. Whatever. I suffered, but that's what took so long. Here I'm adding the base to the handles, to try and make it look a little professional. Sort of. It's gonna look handmade. A lot of this project was just figuring it out. I had all these visions, But once it comes down to it, you realize, oh my god, it's not as easy as you think it's gonna be. It never is. Never. I do have a sewing machine, but it's so old and it doesn't work. I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm gonna have to do some major investigating. Oh, yeah, that flap thing. I don't even really want to talk about it. But in the other video I'm going to, of how I did the base, there's a flap there. You can use it for ice packs, whatever. I'm upset. I'm upset about it. So I've added all the panels. Now it's just about sewing up the sides and tying the skin of the bag onto the inner of the bag. See, now here I was proud. I felt good about this length. I couldn't believe it. With how I measure things, as you've seen, there's not a whole lot of measuring. There's not math. So with how it lined up so good, ooh, I was so proud. Obviously, if I make this again, which I kind of want to, I know I can improve on a lot of things, as always, right? I really loved this bag, actually, in the end, and I hope, I pray I sewed in the ends good enough. I did the, the knotting, then the sewing back and forth, making sure to go through your passes so that the threads intertwine. I did all that, but I'm still scared to wash it, and it's so thick. I don't know. I really don't know how it's gonna dry. And that's basically it. Just sew on the top and on our way. If it comes apart, I I might do an update video to show how oh, Gatorade for scale. And I didn't even show what size Gatorade. All the sewing looks kind of insane. I hand sewed it all. I have super thin needles, except for the one that pierced me. And I don't have any long needles. So that probably would have made things look good. But whatever, it's fine. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully you'll want to come around, hang out for my more in-depth videos on the other ones. When I say in-depth, I'm not like meticulous. I'm just saying a little more detail than what this video gave. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.